What if I told you that magic in music doesn't always come from the notes, but from the pauses in between? Well, here we are today with another lesson from Greenhouse Music, the best music class you ever listened to, and I am Miss Delana. Today, we're going to talk about musical rests and how important they actually are in music. It's not just about being silent, it's about creating space for something new that's about to happen. And I'm really stoked to do that with you. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, hey there, little musical adventurers. Before we blast off in today's episode, let's talk a quick tour down musical memory lane. Okay, are you ready? So this segment, we're gonna talk about different episodes that might go very well with this one. The first episode is actually episode 2 from quite a while ago. Season 1, episode 2 is called Clap, Tap, and Snap, the magic of rhythm. And we talk all about how rhythm brings music to life. And guess what? Rests are like a secret pause button that keep the rhythm in check. Missed it? Well, now's the perfect time to catch up after this episode. The next stop is Season 1, Episode 4, Notes and Rhythm, the building blocks of music. Here we explore how notes and rhythm work together and, yep, you guessed it, rests are a crucial part of that building process. And last but not least, we talk about Season 1, Episode 15, Bach's Baroque Beats, a musical quiz for kids, where we dove into how legendary composer Bach used rhythms and lots of rests to make his music timeless. And it's like a treasure hunt through history. So, of course, it's one of my favorite things. Let's hop off that memory train and get ready to jump in today's topic, musical rests. Well, what are rests? A rest is like a pause button in music. You know how when you hit pause and you need a break from your favorite show? Well, in music, a rest is the moment when we take a break from playing or singing. But what do they look like? How do we know? What happens? Well, in music, rests are just as important as notes. They tell us when to pause and take a little break. So let's get to know what kind of rests there are, and maybe that can help us. The quarter rest, the half rest, and the whole rest are the first 3 that we're going to learn about and the ones we're going to focus on today. Let's talk about the quarter rest first. This guy is a little sneaky ninja, and it's kind of like a wavy line, almost like a C with a Z on top of it. And that's what it looks like in music. You might have quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, and then a C with a Z on top of it. And then you know, okay, for this moment, I'm gonna rest. I'm not gonna create any sound. So a quarter rest looks like a little squiggly line, kind of like a ninja crouching down, ready to pounce. It tells us to stop for just a quick moment, like when a ninja sneaks behind a door for a second to catch their breath before zooming off again. Do ninjas zoom, or do they just like sneak? Sneaky zoom? Is that a thing? So a fun way to remember, the quarter rest is like a sneaky ninja pause. It's quick and super sneaky. Imagine you're sneaking past a sleeping dragon and need to be really quiet. Shh, a quick pause, and then zoom, you're back into the rhythm. All right? So I want you to play a little game with me. I'm gonna clap a rhythm and I'm gonna say rest. When I say rest, I want you to pose like a ninja. Okay, you ready? It's gonna go 1, 2, 3, rest. Are you posing? I hope you are. I know I am. All right, here we go. Here's another one. 1 and 2 and 3 and rest. Good posing. Okay, what if I do it at a different point in our measure? We have a measure full of 4 beats. Not 3, not 2, 4 beats. So if I go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we've already gotten through all our beats. We need to put a rest in there somewhere. I'm gonna try, and I want you to be listening very closely for when you freeze like a ninja for 1 quarter beat. 1, rest, 3, 4. Let's do that again. 1, rest, 3, 4. Did you pause like a ninja? All right, let's do another one. I'm gonna do more than 1 measure this time. I might count to 4 times before you hear a rest. Are you sure you're ready? Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, rest. 4, good. I'm gonna do it again, all right? You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, rest. 4. Good job. Did you freeze like a ninja? I know, it's super fast, but you gotta get on it, huh? We're gonna do another rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and rest. Good. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and rest. Good job. Wow, so it's really only one beat. When we have 4 beats in a measure, one of those beats is being grabbed by a quarter rest if that quarter rest is hanging out there. The ninja's grabbing that beat and it's taking its place with silence. So now instead of hearing a tone, we're hearing nothing. That's right. That's what a rest does, is it takes the beats and creates a bubble of silence. So a quarter rest does it for 1 beat because a quarter beat or quarter note is only 1 beat long. So let's talk about the half rest. A half rest is like a little hat sitting on top of a line. Kind of looks like a bed or a pillow almost, or a hat. And it tells us to take a longer pause than the quarter rest. It takes 2 beats, which is half of a whole note time. It's like lying down for just a quick cozy nap, not quite sleeping out the whole measure. Imagine you're lying on a comfy pillow, like a nap in the middle of the day. I got to do that today and that felt good. You get to rest for a little while, but then you'll end up being ready to play again. That's what you're doing with a half rest. And on the staff, where we look at the musical notes, you might see quarter notes, half notes, quarter rest, half rest, and it's gonna look like a hat or a pillow. Kind of cool, right? So that is held for 2 beats. Just to recap, a quarter rest is 1 beat, like a little ninja. A half rest is 2 beats. Think of half on the hat or hat on the half. Now here's the next one that we're going to talk about, the whole rest. And that's like a big sleepy pause. A whole rest looks like an upside down hat or maybe a hole in the ground. Whole rest, hole in the ground. I think there's something there. It tells us to pause for a long time. It's like taking a full, nice, restful sleep. You can sleep through the entire measure. A whole rest takes up a full measure. And remember, songs have multiple measures in them. They might have 12 or 16 or 25 or 100. They have multiple measures that are made up of 4 beats or 3 beats each. And a whole rest will take up one of those whole measures and takes all of those beats that are hidden in that measure and embraces them in silence. So a fun way to remember that is a whole rest is kind of like a hole in the ground, or you're sleeping and quiet for all night, or the whole measure. A quarter rest is your sneaky ninja pause, where you're quick and quiet like a ninja. And a half rest is your cozy nap, a little longer, just like a cozy nap on a pillow. And the whole rest is your big sleep pause, the longest rest, like sleeping the whole night away. So a quarter rest is just 1 beat, that sneaky little ninja. A half rest is 2 beats, 1, 2, and a whole rest is 4, or for the whole measure. That's right, really good job there. Wait, how much was the half rest again? Hey, 2 beats, good. What about a quarter rest? Oh no, did I, oh, that's the ninja, that's right. And a whole rest is 4 beats. Hey, you're getting this, good job. Now that we know our rest, let's put them to the test. Rest, test. Ready for the ultimate rest relay? When I say quarter rest, you do a ninja pose. When I say half rest, put a hat on your head with your hands. When I shout whole rest, pretend you're sleeping for the whole night. Let's see how quickly you can match the rest with your actions. And remember, the quicker the better. Can you be the fastest rest expert? Let's go. All right. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Quarter rest. Ninja. Good job. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di. Quarter rest. Ninja. Good. Half rest. Hat on your head. Quick. There you go. Now what if I put 2 together? La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Quarter rest, half rest. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Whole rest, sleep. Quarter rest, ninja. Half rest, hat. Good. All right, let's do some more. I'm going to say more than 1. Can you do it? Quarter rest, half rest, whole rest, quarter rest. That was kind of hard. All right, here we go. Last one. La-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di. What am I gonna sing? When am I gonna say them? I'm going to say them soon. Here we go. Quarter rest. Half rest. Whole rest. Half rest. Quarter rest. Half rest. Quarter rest. Were you able to keep up? Were you pretty fast? Okay. Good job. Now become a ninja. And let's get ready for the next part. So now we're going to play it to a dance rhythm, okay? I'm gonna have some music playing and you are going to freeze when I stop the music. And I will yell quarter rest, half rest, or whole rest. You ready for this? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Freeze, quarter rest. Waking up in the morning. Freeze, half rest. Gonna move my body. Freeze, quarter rest. Did that one get you? We're ready to rise and slay. Lift those hands up. Freeze, whole rest. To the sky. Move our feet to the beat, cause even they know. Freeze, whole rest. Jump to the left, slide to the right. Give it a little spin. Hop in place, wiggle and sway like a dolphin. Shake your fin. Down like a frog. Freeze, quarter rest. Leaping around on your hands and feet. Jumping up. Freeze, whole rest. Nice job. Well, guess what? Rests aren't just for music. They're everywhere. Do you ever take a break from reading or listening to someone talk? That's a kind of rest. What about when you're doing a puzzle and you stop for a snack or some water? That's another kind of rest. So these are the kind of rests that we have in real life, and they're important for our lives, right? Well, just like they're important for our life, they're important for music, because music is full of stories and patterns, and rests are a part of that. Every great hero, through every great story, has to have a moment where they rest and recharge in order to tackle the next challenge. With music, we are full of stories, and that's what's going to happen in music too. We need a rest to get us to the next part sometimes. Sometimes music just has that silence that's needed in order for us to hear what's about to happen next and to make it more impactful. Rests are used to create a space of beauty and exploration before we head into the next notes. Well, see how important rests are in music and real life? They're not just breaks. They give us time to think, breathe, and refresh, just like in a game where we need to take a time out. So next time you're listening to your favorite song, don't just focus on the notes, listen for the rest too. They're like quiet heroes in music, making everything sound even better. It's really special. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that today. I know I do, always. It's so much fun to learn with you guys. If you want to see more, I have some freeze dances on my YouTube channel that you can go and listen to. But also, we have those other episodes I mentioned at the beginning where you can go and check out some other rhythms and other learning explorations that we can do together. That's today's episode for this musical adventure with you, Greenhouse Music Podcast, the best music class you've ever listened to. And until next time, keep playing, keep pausing, and remember, a little silence can make the music even sweeter. I'll see you next time, music lovers. Bye for now.